What's up, Patreon? Lannon Nussbaum. I don't know how you pronounce your name, but you said Shalom T. My question, based on going through the 4-hour work week, once someone has a muse going and income is free from their time, what skill sets should they focus on to be the best militant farmer they could be? Like learning carpentry, gardening, processing wood, etc. Well, first of all, Lannon, great question. Phenomenal question. One that I actually applaud you for asking, because I think you are thinking in the right direction. Once you can separate your time from your income, really good things in life can happen to you. Yeah, it's phenomenal. So then you have time to focus on the things you want to focus on. Like, for example, myself being out here today, digging large rocks out of the creek beds to use for building a fire pit for our Sukkot festival. I know I just gave y'all motion sickness. See, like rocks like this. I've been in here today, ripping these things out of the ground with a digging bar and moving them. And look at this, last big rain we had. That's like a oxygen bottle. That's like a pressure vessel. Like for like a welding rig or something. Not mine, don't know where it came from, other than upstream. So, yes, you can, if you can free your income from your time, then you can focus on, frankly, whatever the hell you want to focus on. But if your goal is to be the best militant farmer possible, you're kind of already painting with the correct brush. The militant farmer concept. Produce food, protect the people who are going to eat that food, and the food and its means of production, right? So let's go super broad right now. Learn how to grow food. Now, the problem with that is that that's an extremely broad statement. Growing food in western New Jersey is different than growing food in eastern Idaho, which is different than growing food in southern Texas, which is different than growing food in northern California, which is different than growing food in, northwest Saskatchewan, which is different than, you get the point, okay? So for some people, some places, back to Eden gardens and Nubian milking goats are the bomb. Other places, man, it's Ruth Stout all day, and we like beef cattle. In other places, man, open till row cropping, and we're raising Katahdin sheep. And other places, we're gonna go aquaponics inside of our greenhouse, where we're growing all of our, greens and microgreens and sprouts and all of that, as well as potatoes and whatever grains we can get, coupled with tilapia. And then we're gonna run laying hens in cages over the top of meat rabbits in an enclosure. Like, it just varies wildly. But the fact that there's 7.5 billion of us on the face of the earth to debate this subject means that there's not one answer. So I would learn how to grow food. Where you are, learn how to grow food, because it varies. I am 200 miles from where I used to live, and the methods that we use to grow 200 miles from here do not work here. It's really frustrating, but they don't work here. So we're having to relearn everything that we learned in North Texas here in eastern Oklahoma, Arklatex-Ahomas. Which in part is when people are like, man, I'm gonna bug out to the woods with my survival seed vault and just grow me a garden. A, there's not a lot of sunlight in the woods. That's your first challenge. So, things to think about. B, if you've never grown those seeds before, they don't know you and you don't know them. Good luck, homie, right? So militant farmer concept, learn how to grow food. Then the militant portion of it, man, get proficient with your weapons and stay proficient with them. I was recently shooting at Shofar Mountain and I did pretty damn poorly because it had been since last fall since I had shot. That's, you know what I mean. The words, tremendous, believe me. With this little gun right here, this Taurus G2C. My first round, not a problem. Follow-up shots all over the place. And what I had to learn shooting in a tactical, practical application with this pistol was that my standard presentation and vice grip wasn't adequate because this gun is so small in my hands. I had to go even more and lock the thing down. Glocks, not a problem, not a problem. Just recently shot with the Patriot Plumber, and we both did well, you know, running our standard Glocks and our ARs. But with this little gun, having only used it for homestead pest control, you know, 1 round at a time, not a problem. But multiple strings, problem. So I had to train that through. And I'm not, you know, regardless of how I joke around on the internet, man, I'm not a spaceship door gunner. But even spaceship door gunners have to take the time to practice. It is a perishable skill. So go shoot and go shoot regularly. Seek out training. Learn from people who know more than you, for sure. And then the other thing to remember is that standing here in slow fire, kapah, 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 is not the same as bang, 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 move, right? They're two different things, So train appropriately. So I think that you understand all that because you brought up militant farmer in the first place. Next, I would go from there is I really believe that homesteading is the ultimate expression of independence. Because when you're homesteading, unless you have a significantly fat checkbook that you're just outsourcing everything, you've got to learn things like basic carpentry, basic plumbing, basic electrical, basic just construction techniques, basic equipment operation. You know, there's a broad spectrum of skills that are required to operate a homestead successfully. And so I think that homesteading would be the place to go. Use that muse, that business that you've created, that money machine that you've created that just brings in repeatable passive income, basically, to fund your learning curve while homesteading. I mean, that's in part what we do here, right? Our lifestyle allows us to do this, and this is our lifestyle, if that makes sense. I bust my butt when I'm working to go, get all this stuff, bang, 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 make it happen, to bring the money in so that I have the time and the bandwidth to do this, to hang out with y'all and talk with y'all, and to do this stuff, to dig rocks out of the damn creek bed. Now, I could hire somebody to come dig rocks out of my creek bed, but gotta, you know, this is basically CrossFit, okay, guys? Minus like all the guys with like the chicken head movements, like, yo, bro, did you lift that giant rock? Yeah, man, I did. I lifted that giant rock, and then I did 46 burpees, because I'm awesome. Minus that, this is basically CrossFit. I'm looking at you, tribesmen. I'm making fun of you, but I love you, bro. But, you know, see, I can do this because of the lifestyle that we've created. So the things that I don't know how to do, I have the bandwidth to research and to learn how to do them with my hands to become more proficient. So carpentry, yeah. I mean, look, we're right over here by the rustic gazebo. This is rough timber framing. You know, I've got some more to do on that this week, working on that. But that's been done with a chainsaw thus far. That's pretty cool. But I didn't just wake up one Tuesday morning and know how to do that. I had to learn and figure it out. And so let's get super ultra tactical, practical. What do you really need to know? Man, you need to know how to operate your weapons. You need to know how to produce food. You need to know at least a modicum of the security things. You need to scratch your head after mosquitoes attack you. You definitely need to know how to like keep up buildings, maintain property, basically. Plumbing, electrical, carpentry, things of that nature. Just keeping up with the land. How to mow, how to weed eat, what is 2-cycle gas? Do I use this and this or this and that? How to operate a chainsaw, how to fell a tree, man. That's like all good stuff to know. The cool thing is, you're never gonna learn all of it. That actually creates the opportunity for you to seek out people who know more than you, to learn something from them, and to become friends with them, because like, you know, within my circles, I'm the chainsaw guy. I'm the heavy equipment guy. So if we need a tree cut down, or I should say, I'm one of the chainsaw guys. I'm the chainsaw guy on the ground. Brother Cody's the chainsaw guy up in the air, because he's way younger than me. I'm done doing that anymore. So, but you know, operating heavy equipment and all that. So you need something like that done, you call me. If we need land tilled up and plowed and tilled up to put in, you know, row crops, we have another brother that we would call for that. You know, if we have medical questions or we need training, we have another brother we would call for that. If we need to run, we're gonna do a block of instruction on basic handgun, we have another brother we would call for that. You know, we have people, because not all of us have all of the skills, and that's the cool part. That's, you know, that creates the opportunity. If we're honest with ourselves about what our actual strengths and weaknesses are, it creates opportunities for us to enmesh ourselves with others and work together and grow stronger as a whole. So you're thinking in the right direction for sure. You got your muse, you're generating your income, you've got your free time, you've separated your time from your revenue, you understand the militant farmer concept. Now it's like, now what? Well, what are you passionate about, man? Do you want to learn how to hand cut dovetails, you know, and make fine joinery with your hands? That's awesome. Do you want to learn how to, you know, bake and cook with fire? That's awesome. Figure that out. How to, you know, cook from scratch. And when from scratch, I mean like, oh look, sand plums. Let's turn that into jam. Not like, hey, I went to Kroger and bought $86 worth of stuff to make a pie. You know, I mean, everything from literally the ground up into food. You know, and maybe you need to start at Kroger with $86 worth of pie ingredients to work your way towards foraging and edibles, right? But what are you passionate about? Use the free time that muse has created for you to work with your giftings, talents, delights for the better of your community. We should all be cross-trained to one degree or another. I mean, my basic rule is, I got bug spray running down in my eyes mixed with sweat right now. It feels good. My basic rule is everybody should be able to run a rifle and a shovel. And that's kind of a tongue-in-cheek statement, but it's also kind of not. Everybody should have basic medical. After that, man, get in where you can fit in. Are you the commo guy? Cool, be the commo guy. Are you the sanitation lady? Awesome, get in here. Are you the woman who's gonna mom all of us younger guys? Because that's great. We're gonna need that, you know. And by mom, I mean, you know, somebody for us to just give a hug when we've had a rough day, or lay our head on our shoulder and just be like, hey, I need 2 minutes to just not be a hardcore badass for a minute, because in here I got some stuff going on, or whatever, right? Or, hey, we need socks fixed, or I need this tree cut down, or, hey man, are you good at stacking rocks? Because I was thinking we should make this thing. And like, everybody's got their thing. So what is your thing? What do you want to do? I tap danced all over this, man. I'm sorry. I think you wanted some super, well, listen here. Newsbound, what you need to do is A, B, and C. No, what you need to do is do you, man, and do you in such a way that it puts a smile on your creator's face and is of mutual benefit to yourself and everybody that you're in concert with. That's what you need to do. And that's why you create the muse, so you can separate your time from your revenue, so that you create the opportunities for you to go, what do I really want to do? Man, I want to be a wild edibles expert. Awesome, get busy. That will make the tribe stronger. If you're like, I think I want to tap dance in a tutu. I'm like, well, I'm having a hard time figuring out how that helps the tribe, but you do you, Newsbound, whatever you got to do, man. But also research wild edibles, okay? But the point is, there's myriad opportunities and myriad skill sets that are actually beneficial to the tribe, the group, the team, the mag, whatever. And you should find the one or the ones that really switch you on and do that. Much more than the standard box checker mentality. Beyond being able to grow food and protect it, man, there's a lot of different skills. And I would just encourage you to figure out which ones you want to go with and do it. And if you start tactical knitting 101 and you realize, hey, this sucks, I don't like it, and you're like, I want to go into strategic jelly jamming 405, do it. Whatever, you know. Doctorate in cross stitch, send it. You know, professor of forklift operations, go for it, man. Whatever floats your boat. There's 1,001 different skill sets that will be required, that are required now. And I think it's much more about finding what your giftings, talents, and delights are and doing that than it is checking the box. There was something else I was going to say, but it has left me. So if it returns, I will let y'all know. Let's dig some more rocks.